YouTube. Yo, the M2 MacBook Air has legit created a civil war within the tech space. Listen, it's as simple as this. Benchmarks are totally, absolutely fine, but the narrative from them that's being created is not fine. To benchmark a chip that you know you're gonna push to its limits and force into thermal throttling, and then spin a narrative of thermal throttling as being such a bad thing, putting the caution logos and fire and all of that, because let's be real, controversy and negativity sells. So you get the clicks and the views, you run it up. You also create a false narrative, misleading consumers to believe that there's something wrong with this laptop. Now, the only thing that these benchmarks have truly told us is how powerful and efficient the M2 chips within this MacBook Air truly are. Now, there are realities around thermals, but as stated in my previous video, we broke it down as to why all laptops have the challenge of thermals. This isn't the first one, and this won't be the last, so stop the cap. Now, for those of you who are shopping this M2 MacBook Air because this is the laptop you want and you don't care about the M1 Air, then this review is for you. 1 month later, the brutally honest way, the truth. All right, you guys, now let's start off with the cons. Now, the $200 price increase, let's be real, Apple, that could have been $100. And when it comes to the slower SSD speeds, I'll be honest, it's slightly uncharacteristic of Apple, as most of their laptops just generally come with the fastest SSDs or some of the fastest SSDs on the market. So it's a little uncharacteristic to have a slightly slower speed on the base model. Remember, this is the base model for base users doing base tasks. Now, me personally, I prefer the faster SSD speeds, which is why I went with the faster SSD model, but nevertheless, I'm not a base user. So know where you stand and make a decision on that. If you're a base user doing base tasks, the base model is fine and just for you. If not, upgrade. The SSD is not a deal breaker, basically is what I'm saying. All right, let's focus on how this redesign plays 1 month later of use. Now, I will admit, this is the Air, right? It's supposed to be the lightest machine. Now, this is light in comparison to its larger Pro models, but this is still light and hefty. But that heftiness adds to the premium feel and truth to this build quality within this machine. So it has a little heft to it, but it is ultimately the thinnest and lightest offering on this Apple hemisphere when you compare it to its MacBook Pro, big bros. Now, the next upgrade comes in the headphone area. This high impedance headphone jack, which is a pro feature of high quality audio being added to an Air, allows for these Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros to run at their 80 ohms and be pushed and driven properly with high quality, high fidelity audio. That's everything to me, as I am into audio engineering, and the fact that I don't have to add any extra audio interfaces and things like that to push and drive those high impedance headphones is everything. And it's pro. Absolutely fire and a nice upgrade to have. Now, another upgrade is this keyboard. I love this keyboard. I like it. It's on my 14-inch MacBook Pro, and I'm loving the fact that I can have it on my M2 Air. Yet another pro feature added to the Air. What's the problem? Now, to be fair, keyboards are personally preference, so if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. Now, another added feature is MagSafe, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, because some people tried to make it seem as if they can do with or without it, but here's the reality. MagSafe is safer than just using a USB-C port alone. Also, having MagSafe allows for you to charge and power your laptop while still freeing up that USB-C that you would have been forced to use on a non-MagSafe MacBook Air. What's the problem? Sounds like an upgrade to me. And then we have the display, which is a slight upgrade, 100 more nits of brightness, which goes a long way in certain areas and settings. But this is also just a beautiful display. It's that Apple goodness that we're known for. Some people don't like Apple, that's fine, I could care less. But if you do appreciate Apple, you appreciate their designs, you appreciate their delivery. Their displays are just always so well color calibrated. So if you do want to do some of those pro-ish features like, edit photos, edit video and color grade and things like that, you're able to do them on Apple displays extremely well. They have really nice P3 gamuts and things like that. Now, another upgrade on this here M2 MacBook Air that some people can take advantage of. Now, it's not the best, but hey, it's a 1080p webcam, which is just gonna add to your video conferencing experience. Another area that we always need to speak on and get into when it comes to Apple products is their audio, because they deliver there. They always keep in mind high quality microphones as well as high quality speakers. Man, I promise y'all, Apple rarely disappoints when it comes to audio. Woo! The sound stage, you guys, the sound stage and presence that this little small, the smallest MacBook offered in the lineup brings is just absolutely phenomenal. Just that area of audio, they've always catered to that market. When I grew up in audio engineering in the studios, everything was Apple, and there's a reason for that. So that is not left behind in this M2 MacBook Air. The speakers are hidden. The speakers have a nice sound space, in my opinion, from my ears, as well as the microphone. So getting back to that video conferencing, if I'm doing a video conference and I'm just running on this MacBook alone, not needing to bring any mics, any extra webcams and things like that, I'm able to do it and conduct business and, you know, FaceTimes casually without worrying about the quality of my vocal as well as my video. So it's just something nice that just adds to this overall just build. And my personal use case for this M2 MacBook Air over this month and into the future is business. This is my business laptop. So that means I'm doing QuickBooks, bookkeeping, I'm running numbers, word processing, all of those type of tasks, as well as if I need to, on the go, I can do some of my creator-ish duties and things like that. So it's just kind of like the all-in-one package. You know what I mean? Run my business efficiently. All of my file keeping and things like that, bookkeeping, XYZ, whatever, can be done here, which is like typically the use case for an Air. Or if you're a student and you're just going to school and you want something thin and light, because we already carrying mad books and stuff as students, this is adding to that convenience and portability, which is super fire. So students out there, base model users, low-end laptop users, and things like that all have a use case with the M2 MacBook Air. And I just didn't want that to get oversought by the doom and gloom and the fake news used to get the clicks. Like, I just wanted you guys to get directed properly. So that was like my biggest focus coming out and just being like, hey, look, this is what you really need to focus on when investigating this laptop and showing people that all of those tasks can be done extremely well. So my overhead camera just died. I think I've gotten my point across. My main camera is on the verge of dying, but nevertheless, hit the subscribe button right now, and you have to hit the bell next to the subscribe button or it doesn't count. I'll be back with more brutally honest tech reviews. I'm putting the real consumer point of view to all of these tech reviews, baby. My name is CJ. Peace.